There are 4 brand new 55 footers being launched here at the Cannes Boat Show: the Prestige F5.7, Sunseeker Predator 55, Beneteau Swift Trawler 54, and the absolute Navetta 53. They're all the same size, but they are different genres: Flybridge, Sportscruiser, Trawler and Crossover. So we're going to go back to back and show you the differences between the 4, what's good, what's bad, and what might suit your boating best. If you like these types of videos, we're going to do more, so subscribe now and you'll never miss one. Let's go. We're going to kick off with something brand spanking new. This is the Prestige F5.7, and this is the traditional flybridge of our group. So you've got 3 decks, flybridge up top, your main deck here, and then accommodation on the lower deck. Starting back here in terms of the details, you've got a hydraulic bathing platform. Nice thing about this one is it's got steps built in. So as this drops down into the water, you have a nice staircase that's created to help you down in when you want to go for a swim. Some storage underneath here, and actually quite an interesting cockpit arrangement. So let's head in there and have a closer look. And up here on the port side, you've got a sink, quite handily located down here. That's good, you know, if you've got food and drinks out here, but also if you're in the med lazy lines, you can wash your hands very easily. And one thing you can do on this that you can't do on the smaller boat is you can walk behind the seating area, so you can move around this area much more easily. And obviously you're sitting across, so no one's looking into the boat, and we're seeing this sort of layout more and more. Obviously the table opens up, so you can expand that more if you do want to use it to dine, or you have this for drinks and handholds, cup holders, that sort of thing. On the opposite side, no sink, but you have got the option to have another docking station here. This has got the bow thruster and the IPS control. This is an IPS boat, so that means joystick control, of course, and then that just tucks away. We're not using it, and then we can head up to the foredeck. Another important living space these days, and it's the usual mix really of sunbathing space with pop-up backrest, so you can be a little bit more comfortable if you don't want to lie flat. There's a table there as well, and you've got these cushions too, so you can sit and look back into the boat. It's all quite low slung when you're sitting down. You're sort of squatting down a bit, but it does mean you can gather around and have a drink up here. You'll notice these poles as well. Obviously they're supposed to have a canopy overhead. They've not fitted it today, but that does give you important shade if you don't want to be in the blaring sun. Let's head inside. This is a great aspect of the F5.7's design, that side door which supplements this aft door, which just gives you a couple of access points in and out of this area and also helps with ventilation. They've got this ocean view design as well. It's the same on the smaller boat, but it obviously runs the galley across and creates this bar which does interact very well with the cockpit with this top hinge window as well. Fridge freezer over on this side, loads of storage underneath, and it's nice because you can wedge yourself in when you're moving along as well. Heading into the main seating area, this is a very big space. You really feel the beam here. It's really wide, lovely big sweep of sofa, and obviously the table expands out as well. Headroom's decent too. The TV pops up from behind here, so that hides away when you don't want to see it. And this is quite a nice area. As you can see at the moment, this is set up to be a lounging area facing the seating over there. But when you want to turn it into helm mode, you can just push the button and it will raise up. And that means obviously it's adjustable for driving as well. So you can set it to whatever height you want, depending on how high you are. And then you can flip this backrest the other way and you're into the helm. Now it's a sit-down only helm. Obviously on other boats we're going to see in this video you can stand and drive, which is something that some people will like, but thankfully the seated position is very comfortable, and they've done a good job of putting the throttles nice and close to you, so you can just sit back, cruise at your 22 knot cruising speed. And yeah, I mean, I haven't driven it yet, but this certainly feels very comfortable from a driving position perspective. Stuff is quite a long way away though, especially the screens. You are leaning quite a long way forward. I wouldn't mind having a remote under my arm here so I can control that from here. It just means I don't have to keep stretching forward. But it's an attractive dash, nice that you can have somebody else sitting next to you, and also clever that they've made something in this helm seat so when it's not a helm seat, it's having an effect on the saloon. Let's head downstairs. So you move down this lovely bright staircase onto the lower deck, which is open to the windscreen above, and onto the guest level. It's a 3-cabin, 3-bathroom arrangement. There's a twin here on the starboard side. It's not en suite, but it is close to the day head, which is up here to starboard, and it's got quite an interesting VIP arrangement. So let's head in there. And it's interesting because it's got this offset berth. We're used to seeing these with forward VIPs, but not necessarily with amidships. The benefit is it's not right up against the side of the cabin, so the person on this side can get in and out without having to clamber over the other person, and you can walk around the end of the bed. You just get a bit more floor space than you normally have. Headroom's decent as well. Lovely long strip of hull window with portholes and private AV in here as well. Also rather unique is having it's a small, but it is a walk-in wardrobe on this side, and a nice ensuite that's large enough to have a decent separate shower cubicle. Let's head to the owner's cabin. One of the characteristics of the new F-Line range is having the master cabin forward. There are a few benefits of that. There's lots of space for a start. Look at the storage, for example. That's only half of that hanging locker. And then behind there you have the bureau behind the door. Headroom's excellent, and there's plenty of opportunity for natural lights coming as well. You've got your normal hatch overhead, plus some skylights on either side, hull windows as well, so natural light really isn't an issue. The bed is low and wide, easy to get in and out of bed. You've got a sofa as well, obviously your television mounted on this bulkhead, and behind this bulkhead is where you found the bathroom, and this is another standout feature. It is lovely. Pocket door, massive headroom in here, and because of this skylight overhead, look how bright it is. Feels a lot bigger than it is actually because of the amount of natural light. You can see the size of the shower cubicle as well. They've even got room for twin sinks. It's very nice indeed. Up to the top deck then, and this is the whole reason why you buy a Flybridge boat. You get all this lovely living space, but crucially somewhere else to drive the boat from. We'll get onto that in a moment. Regarding the layout, well, they've gone for quite a simple arrangement of having a nice big wrap of seating back here, but I like that you can get around both sides. No one's pinned in if they get stuck in a corner. Like downstairs, the table folds so you can make it bigger or smaller, and you've got the same cup holders, handholds, that sort of thing. All of this is protected by this hardtop, which is an option. However, if you have the hardtop, the sunroof does come as standard. And you've got some catering facilities up here as well. Optional grill, the sink and the fridge are standard, but you can add the ice maker and the cooking facility. But it's nice to have that up here so you don't have to serve people from the galley downstairs. Right forward, it's clearly all sunbathing space. That said, they have got backrests here, so you can sit forward as well when the boat's going along, which is quite nice. Obviously you're sitting with your feet right out in front of you, but it's nice that you don't just have to lie down on it. It makes it a bit more useful. And you've got two helm seats, which is always nice. They're standard. Often you get one as standard and you have to spec another one. Nice to see that two come as standard, and they're smart looking as well. As I said, this is an IPS boat, so we've got a joystick here. It's IPS 800, so 600 horsepower per side. Top speed of about 27 knots, and it cruises at around 22. On to the next boat. This is the Sunseeker Predator 55, another brand new model being launched here at Cannes, and this is the Sportscruiser of our quartet. So back here you have a hydraulic bathing platform that slides down into the water. It's actually based on the Super Hawk 55, same engineering and same hull, so that's shared, but it's very different on board, including having a tender garage big enough for a Williams 325 and a lovely big sand pad on top as well. And the beauty of a sports cruiser like this compared to the other boats that we're going to look at in this video is that you haven't got the flybridge. So everything is on one deck. Some people want the extra living space of a flybridge. Others like the fact that everyone's socialising in the same space. And here on the Predator 55, that means you get this really quite versatile cockpit with the bench aft. This table is very, very large. That opens right out and it twists as well. And you've got this nice L shape, which is well protected by that window up there. The wet bar is standard with cooling underneath, but as an option, you can upgrade to the grill so you can cook out here as well. We're going to check out the interior in a moment, but for now there's something on the foredeck that I really want to show you. Firstly, the windscreen. It's huge, it's single piece, no central mullion, so no obstructions from the inside. We'll have a look at that when we have a look at the helm in a second. And also the sunroof. This is another key feature of the Sports Cruiser design. You've got that carbon fibre sunroof that slides all the way back so you can open the saloon to the elements. Right forward you've got this really nice socialising space with the very wide bench here, little table as well so you can put your snacks and your drinks up here, cup holders and a repeater for the sound system too so you can control your music from up on the bow. And it's a great looking boat this, but it is practical, and I think this is probably the most practical touch fitted to the new Predator 55 and something you wouldn't expect on a sexy sports cruiser. But look at all of that storage. You could fill it with fenders or you could fill it with water and call it a hot tub. Amazing. Let's head inside. Moving inside, I like the way the door slides between the seats here to separate this place off, but then when you open it, you've got this really nice unbroken feeling between the two areas. And that clever storage theme continues inside as well. Like these drawers here are massively deep. They go right under the helm seat, so they're lots deeper than they look. And this is a decent galley as well. You've got space for a dishwasher down here as an option. There's a fridge down there, but there's more cooling space downstairs, as we'll see in a moment. And you've also got this TV, which, if I can find the button, pops out and then locks whenever you let it go. So you can put it to 90 degrees, face it right out into the cockpit so you can watch TV when you're sitting in the cockpit as well. That's a really nice feature. So you've got your dinette opposite. You can have a table here if you prefer. Obviously this is more set up for lounging, and you've got that dining table out in the cockpit. And of course here we get the benefit of the sunroof. It's open at the moment and you can see the effect that has, drenching this area in natural light, but it's supplemented by these large windows on either side as well. Let's talk about the helm. As I said, it shares a drivetrain with the Super Hawk 55, so it's an IPS 950, which is 725 horsepower per side. It will top out at 36 knots and cruise at 25 knots for around 240, 250 nautical miles. Engine controls down here, joystick of course, being an IPS boat, but the bow thruster is also standard, that's proportional, and it's a really lovely driving environment. This is a brand new helm design for the Predator. It looks really smart. You've obviously got your screens there to contain all your information, your driving information, navigation, and I love that they still go for these circular dials as well. Again, they're customizable, but they look really smart. And the CMate system as well, Sunseeker uses to control all the boat systems, that's fitted to this boat, induction charging, and just quite a simple strip of buttons here for stuff you can use regularly, but nice that you've got the Predator name etched into it as well. It looks and feels really good. Before we go downstairs though, let me just show you some more really quite incredible storage. Underneath this flap here, you've got this lovely deep locker. You can chuck all the screens in there for the navigation equipment, all sorts of stuff, and it's very easy to access right next to the helm. Let's head downstairs. So the layout on this boat on the lower deck, you've got 3 cabins. We've got a twin over to starboard, but there are some options here. You can have an ensuite, or you can have a utility space with a washer and dryer facility in there, which has been quite a popular option. This has also got the option, it's a cost option, of a full height fridge freezer, which is great to see because, you know, this is a boat that can sleep 6 people comfortably. That one under counter fridge up there isn't going to cut it, so that as an option is very sensible. Forward we've got the VIP cabin, and that ensuite is over here, but that is also the day ahead, so you've got a Jack and Jill door so you can access that bathroom in the day. And the midships, we have the owner's cabin. On the way in, I'll just point out that you've got the ensuite to this cabin here on the port side. That's a decent size. There's the option to have a wine cooler in here as well, so yet more refrigeration space down here on the lower deck. And then you're into the cabin itself, and it's actually remarkable that this is based on the Super Hawk 55. It feels so different. The space in here is great. Headroom is, you know, just about over 6 feet, but I am raised up a little bit here. It's more when you're next to the bed. You can have a kind of couple's dinette down here rather than this big storage area with the bureau, but this is quite nice. And yeah, again, storage is excellent because you've got all these cupboards underneath. Nice big bed, hull windows, TV up on the bulkhead, and some new design language as well with these lovely lamps and the bed head. It looks really, really smart. Right, that's our Sportscruiser done. Should we go and have a look at a trawler? So we've seen our Flybridge, we've seen our Sportscruiser, and now we're on board a trawler. This is the new flagship of the Beneteau Swift Trawler range, the Swift Trawler 54. It's a semi-displacement boat, so top speed's around 20 knots. You still have your Flybridge, but it's designed to live on board for longer periods of time, slower passage making. Let's see how it compares to the other 2 genres. Back here we have the ubiquitous hydraulic bathing platform, but this one's quite clever because it's got a built-in ladder, built-in chocks for the tender. You carry the tender back here on this boat, a Williams 325, something like that, and you've got your ladder as well, your bathing ladder down into the water. And practicality and storage are a big part of this package. No more so than back here where we have this enormous walk-in lazarette that pulls right back and you can literally step down into it. If you don't want that, you can have a single crew cabin if you prefer, and there's engine access through there as well. Drop that back down, and let's talk about the cockpit. So this is standard, but if you do want to have a crew cabin, you can do that as well. So you have this seating space in this arrangement, and this is nice because it looks out through the glass transom. They give you a couple of chairs as well that you can put around this side. But with the crew cabin, you have a fixed bench here, so you lose this sort of glass terrace, but that gives you the headroom below to have a single crew cabin with its own bathroom. Symmetrical decks, not the case on all of the Swift Trawler range, but they are equal on both sides, and the boarding gates are down in this area as well. You have them on both sides. There's also the option to have a third control station down here. Got the joystick system on this one, so you can just twiddle and push the joystick from here, looking right forward, and of course a great view of the bathing platform. Let's head forward where the practicality continues. If you look at the side decks compared to what we've seen thus far, they are very, very wide, very safe and practical. It's an incredibly easy boat to move around and a good foredeck space, maybe not as large as the Sunseekers, but still pretty practical. You've got a mix of storage underneath, sunbathing as well, and a table you can sit up here and have a drink, something to eat. Solar panels on this one as well as part of the silent boat package, so you can have solar panels fitted on the hardtop, up here and down the side, either side of the Flybridge as well, which feed a battery bank, meaning you can run silently for up to 8 hours. It is a €90,000 option though. Let's check out the Flybridge. You'll have noticed that compared to the other Flybridge boats we're going to see in this video, there is no stairway access from the cockpit to the top deck. That's because they have it internally here. The idea being that on longer passages, you're linked very nicely between the two helms and you've got a very quick run down to the galley if you need to get supplies. Now it's got a Flybridge, it's nowhere near as sexy as the Prestige, it's definitely not as sexy as the Sunseeker, but the benefit of the trawler design is how far back this Flybridge goes. This is a huge upper deck for a boat of this size. Of course you've got a Flybridge helm up here as well, so you can drive from this space, loads of seating down here and a few different hardtop options. As I said, this has got the solar option, so you have that on top of the hardtop, down the sides here as well. That's what allows you to run off the battery bank to run the domestic feed on the boat, and then really practical space back here where you can launch your toys from, and you've also got your cooking facilities, grill over there, nice big fridge and a lovely big wet bar. Let's check out the saloon. So here we have the lower helm on the centre line. The dinette is right forward, and what's different about this arrangement compared to what we'll see elsewhere in this video is we have an amidships galley. The Prestige and the Absolute have their galleys right aft. This one slap bang in the middle of the main deck. The benefits of that are that you are very close to the helm. As I said, on passage you can get supplies really easily, and it also separates these two living areas. You've got your seating area down there, dining table forward. The drawback is that it's nowhere near as well connected to the aft end of the boat, so if people in the cockpit, you can't converse with them as easily, but if everyone's inside, it's a very sociable space. So look at the cabins. This is a 3-cabin, 2-bathroom layout. It does feel a little bit more cramped than the others, and there are lots of level changes in these areas. In terms of the formation itself, you have a VIP cabin forward with private access to the day head, which is here. There's also access to the day head from this twin cabin. The owner's cabin is amidships. Really good levels of storage throughout, throughout the boat, main deck, on deck, and down here you have loads of place to store your kit. This is very bright, it's very wide, got a lovely big double bed, and of course a private bathroom, and that's a really nice size, beautifully finished as well. Well, that's our trawler. Let's head over now to look over a crossover vessel. The final boat in our quartet is the Absolute Navetta 53. It's another brand new model here at Cannes, and it sort of combines the trawler cues of the Beneteau with the traditional Flybridge cues of the Prestige. And one thing to consider is if you think you might want crew on a boat of this size, it has a really quite impressive crew cabin. It is an option. If you don't have that, it's just a big lazarette storage space, which is equally useful and also rare on this size, direct access to the engine room through a watertight door. Let's see what it has to offer in the cockpit. And what it has to offer is a very flexible space. This is quite similar to Prestige. Absolute have been doing this for a while though, and this is all modular, so you can slide these around and move them into any position you want. You can turn the table as well, so it does make it incredibly flexible, and it's nice that you're side onto the sea, so you've got a view over the sea no matter where you sit, you're not looking into the boat. The other thing it has back here is, as an option, a control station for the IPS, so you can control the boat from here. You can see right aft if you're mooring stern too. That is very helpful indeed. Let's head up front. The Navetta style moves the wheelhouse quite a long way forward, so it hasn't got an enormous foredeck space, but the space they've used very well. It's sunbathing space forward, but you've got a two-way backrest here, so as you can see, it flips this way if you want to make it into that sun pad, but if you want to use this as a bench that faces into this table, you can do that, and you can sit facing inward. This opens out, and you've got a really nice place to sit and have a drink or a snack forward on the boat. You can get a canopy for up here as well, so you've got some shade, but a nice place to travel along at slow speed. There's storage underneath this sun pad as well, and again the detailing is really nice. For example, the table is lovely, deep cup holders, and you've got some pop-up lights, so you've got some light up here when it's dark. It's really nicely put together, and it's the same case up on the Flybridge. One of the benefits of the Navetta design is the extended Flybridge. It goes a long way over the cockpit, giving you lots of space back here. Obviously on this particular boat, it's very open, but you can spec furniture. You can have seating like they've got downstairs, or you can have some sunbeds, and there's an optional bimini that comes out here to provide some shade. Underneath the hardtop on the starboard side, you've got a lovely big dinette with a very high quality teak table. In fact, quality throughout this deck is excellent. The lid on this wet bar is so beautifully made, smooth, heavy, substantial. It's lovely. You have your grill here, there's a fridge underneath and a sink as well, so easy enough to serve guests up here. And then right forward, up a step to give some space, headroom down below, you have the upper helm station. Just a single seat, but it is flanked by these seats here, so people can sit quite easily and keep the captain company on passage. It's a nice, simple, clean, easy to use helm station, and I like the fact you've got this little wind deflector as well to provide some protection when you're going along, and it's right in the middle boat as well, which is always nice. Let's head downstairs. Heading inside, the doors slide right across to give you this nice connection between these two areas. It's an aft galley layout. Absolutely have been doing this for a very long time, and it works very effectively on a boat of this size. Over on this side you have your domestic size fridge and freezer. This boat has obviously got the matte woodwork, but you can have gloss if you prefer. Cooking facilities of course, and all the storage underneath. Lovely big sink as well, and there is a real feeling of solidity, especially underfoot. The floors throughout in the interior feel really solid, and there's no squeaking whatsoever. Heading forward, you have a really nice big seating area here. This table's flexible as well. It folds in and it twists so it can become a coffee table. Obviously this is it in dining mode. And you have this sofa opposite, behind which is where the TV pops up from, and lots of glass in this area. It's very bright. Natural light is not an issue. It's a really lovely bright space, even with this relatively dark decor. And then we get on to the lower helm station. Absolute's lower helms are some of the best in the business, and it's no different aboard the Navetta 53. It's very stylish, it's all dark as well, so there's no glare, but ergonomically it's really good. Adjustment on the wheel, everything is close to the seat, whether you're standing really comfortably because headroom is very good here, or sitting with this bolster down. This boat's got the single seat, but as an option you can have a bench so two people can sit at the helm at the same time. But it's the way that everything falls to hand so comfortably, and the touch points are lovely. These air vents are metal, they feel really high quality. You've got all of your information displayed through the MFDs, including the boat management system that's all skinned in Absolute branding. That looks really good. And practically you have the side door. You know we like a side door, but crucially here they've got the throttles, then the joystick, then the thruster, so you can poke your head out, look forward, look aft, and control everything from down here at the lower helm. Let's head downstairs and have a look at the accommodation. On the lower deck, it's a 3-cabin, 2-bathroom arrangement. To starboard, you have a twin. That's not en suite, but it is opposite the day head, which is also shared with the VIP, which is right forward. The VIP is a double with the angled berth, which gives you a nice amount of floor space to move around and also makes the most of those large hull windows. Headroom's very good as well. It's a tall boat, it looks tall from the outside, but the benefit is, down here, really good headroom throughout, and that continues in the master cabin, which is amidships. Absolute is very smart at using pocket doors. There's one here to close off the owner's cabin, obviously slides away into the bulkhead when it's open. You have the ensuite bathroom on the port side. That's a very good size. You step up, but the ceiling goes up as well, so headroom is really good, and it's got a separate shower cubicle. And just look at this little detail. This is really good Absolute stuff. Look at that hinge that allows this panel to go flush up against this door. I really am very boring, aren't I, getting excited about cupboard hinges, but that sort of stuff really pleases me. Down here in the cabin itself, obviously it's full beam, headroom is still very good here. A little restricted where the saloon step is over the bed, but of course you're going to be lying or sitting at that point. And even here where I step up, it's not too bad. I have to stoop a little bit, but to get changed at the end of the bed, absolutely fine. And crucially at the end of the bed, look at the size of that wardrobe with a safe in it, some storage at the back as well, and a hanging space. It's absolutely huge, really good to see that. There's also some storage dotted down there underneath that window. It's a great cabin. Let's head to the crew space. Yeah, I just wanted to jump down to the crew space to just show you how good it is for a boat of this size. As I said, if you don't want to have a sleeping space down here, this is just a storage area that you can walk into, which is very helpful. But if you do want it as a crew space or even the occasional guest cabin, you have got a reasonably sized berth there. It's got natural light, and this hatch system means that you have even more light than you ordinarily would with this glass door up here. It has got a toilet, no shower, but a toilet and a sink, and crucially this really helpful access into the engine room, plus the access that you have through the cockpit as well. Few would contest that the Sunseeker is the best looking of the bunch, and if you enjoy the driving experience, then it's probably the one for you. It's the only boat here with a tender garage too, which is a nice feature. However, the extra deck space of its Flybridge rivals here is hard to ignore. The Prestige is a great looking boat with intelligent lower deck arrangement. It offers the deck space of the trawlers but maintains a sense of style they can't match, though you can see it's been built to a price in places. The Beneteau is also built to a price, but there's an honesty to it that is really endearing. It's fiercely practical, and if you like the easy maintenance of shaft drives, then look no further. The Absolute blends trawler and Flybridge deftly with the ease of control of IPS, and it's clearly a high quality machine. The crew or occasional guest cabin is a nice touch at this size too. It is the least pretty of the quartet. For me and my sadly fictional budget, the Beneteau strikes the best balance between usability, practicality and value for money. If you disagree with my choice, let me know why in the comments below. If you want to delve into the comparisons further, then head to yachtbuyer.com, where you can read about the boats in more detail and compare them side by side. There you have it then, 4 boats of a similar size, all doing things slightly differently. I hope you found it useful and informative to jump from them back to back like that, and remember to let me know in the comments below which of the 4 you'd go for and why. If you like this sort of format, we've done it with pricing, budget videos here from boat shows, I'll put those up there. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do that by clicking up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines, this is YachtBuyer.